One great Russian novelist, Turgenev, has written a book, perhaps his best, his masterpiece, Fathers and Sons. The whole book is about the struggle between the fathers and the sons. Because the fathers would like the sons just to be their replicas. Naturally, they will not allow the sons any freedom. Obedience they expect their sons to be their carbon copies. Even God the Father was expecting obedience and nothing else. What to say about ordinary fathers? He was angry because of disobedience. And his anger was too great in comparison to the disobedience. The disobedience was created by him. He provoked it. He created the curiosity in the children. Adam and Eve, to eat from certain trees, by preventing them. It is the easiest way. I lived in a place. Just next to me was a very beautiful house, with a very big garden and compound, with a big wall surrounding it. And in India, such places are used as urinals. A good well. And immediately you feel the urge. And the man was very angry. He was a retired general. He asked me what to do. It is strange, because there are so many houses. But people go on urinating around my house. I said, the reason is that you have not put up any notice. He said, what kind of notice? I said to him, just put a few notices around, all over the wall. Don't urinate here. He said, that's a good idea. He called a painter and wrote all over the wall, with big letters, don't urinate here. And from that day, anybody who passed from that road had to urinate. It was such an invitation, otherwise, one might not have been reminded. But, don't urinate. And suddenly you feel that this is the right place. And you can see so many marks where people have already urinated. And the sign on the wall certainly shows that the owner knows that people urinate here otherwise. What is the need of putting up such a notice? In one of the capital cities of India, Bhopal, I was surprised to know that people have to put small signs even in their sitting rooms. Don't spit here. Because that is the only city in India where people spit anywhere. Even in your sitting room, it is common practice. And those signs don't prevent anybody from doing it. When I saw this, I told the doctor with whom I was staying. I have never seen anywhere in India such instructions. And here in this city, in every house. How did it start? He said, I don't know. I said, somebody must have first put up a sign. The spitting must have come afterward. It is a temptation. In the Garden of Eden, so many trees. And God indicated to a particular tree, this is the tree of knowledge. Never eat the fruit from it. There was no need of any serpent to convince Eve. God convinced her himself, he is the serpent. And then the punishment for it is unbelievable. Even today we are suffering because Adam and Eve disobeyed. Religions have created all kinds of crimes in the mind of man, just by prohibiting them. They have also created ideas which prevent man from any search. They say, believe. And belief is cheap. You don't have to do anything. Gurdjieff had to go to such an extent that he started saying to people, you don't have souls. It is a wrong idea. Implanted within you by religions. That everybody has a soul. He had to say such a thing just to wake you up to search. Whether it is true or not otherwise. Everybody was perfectly asleep. What is the need to search? You already have it. God is within you. So do other things. Which, if you don't do, you will not become a president, prime minister. Become the richest man in the world, conquer the world. Because these things will not happen on their own. As far as God is concerned, you already have him. He is within you. You don't have to go anywhere. Any day, any rainy day, when you can't go anywhere to conquer the world. And you don't have anything else to do to work on your car. Or to take apart your clock. Or your radio or television. Even though they are functioning perfectly well, but you don't have anything else to do. Any day, when you don't have anything to do, you can find God. He is within you, in your pocket. Gurdjieff is perhaps the only man in the whole of history who insisted against all religions that you don't have a soul. That a soul has to be created, then you have it. You are not born with it, you are born only with the possibility. If you make a great effort, perhaps you may achieve it. Otherwise most people are born and die. There is no soul that survives. He was telling a compassionate lie. He was not right, but I cannot say that. He was telling the lie for any other reason than compassion. It is true you are born with the soul. But it has become such an accepted fact that you don't even look within yourself. Somebody needs to shatter your idea that you are born with a soul, to tell you that inside you are just empty, hollow. Perhaps this may shake you up, wake you up. Perhaps this may give you the idea to look inside at least one time. Whether there is a soul or you have been deceived. And George Gurdjieff helped more people than anybody else. Because he created a great longing. Don't die before you have created a soul, otherwise nothing will survive the death. Crystallize your being so that death cannot destroy it. But you are not born with it, you have to create it. The idea of all religions, although true, has not been helpful. It has become a hindrance. Gurdjieff's compassion is great. All the religions were against him, obviously. Because that is the one point they all agree on, that everybody is born with a soul. But Gurdjieff's point is more psychological, and more effective in creating liberation. He says you are just empty, and you will remain empty. Unless you make the effort, with a determined will, to create a center within you. There is possibility, potential, but you have to make it in actuality. His insight was great.